What makes dentists want to cry inside? So many things happen to us in our dentisting lives that can make us want to cry inside and outside. I'm going to change my virtual background here. Welcome to another episode of Talking Nachos. I am working from home. Tilly from Philly's sleeping, so hopefully she will stay quiet during the show. I'm ready for my first guest, and my team would like to bring my first guest up. And I have one of my favorite people, the awesome Jamie DeBeese of Day One Advertising. Jamie, share with us what you do on a day-to-day basis to help dentists.
Well, thanks, Paul, for having me on here. So on a day-to-day basis, our job is to help, as you just said, dentists cry less on the inside.
Yeah.
But we do that through helping them create a comprehensive digital marketing system that brings in more of their ideal patients.
And Jamie, it's the end of a long year in dentistry. What are some of the things that your clients are reporting to you that have gone well this year? What are some things that they might be struggling with?
So that's a great lead in. One of the best things that we have seen this year is on the technical side, Google made a lot of updates.
Gotcha.
And in doing that, the sites that we have, websites we've created, the sites that we are managing, the search engine optimization that we're putting in place, we were really prepared to take advantage of changes and updates because all we're doing is the best practices. Some companies may like to take some risks. We never really take those risks because you never know when Google's going to decide that what was nice is not nice anymore. And you know, in I guess you could say with the end of the season, we don't want to be on Google's naughty list ever.
Yeah, I like that. That's a good one.
And so for us, we've seen a lot of great things. So it was great. We had, great in the sense of like it works the way according to plan. But back in August and September, when we saw a lot of Google making these changes, we had a lot of very concerned dentists saying, what's going on? But what we've been able to see since then is so much greater. They're getting so much more visibility, so much more traction, so many more contacts and calls and leads. So we've seen that's been really great. One of the things that I'd really love for dentists in just general to be thinking about is thinking about strategic planning for the year.
Yeah.
This has been one of our bigger challenges in getting dentists to think more of like a year goal as opposed to next week's goal. Like I need so many new patients next week. We're really, it's very hard in marketing to dial in and say, okay, next week you're going to get 10 patients. Right. It doesn't quite work like that. And so we've been reaching out to a lot of our clients and just getting them to think at least 6 months, like calendar planning, strategic planning, really just trying to help them take some of that burden off of them.
I have a good one for you. I mean, just say to dentists, you know how you treatment plan your patients and it takes a while to get to a successful endpoint, but you got to make a plan to start. Say, we treatment plan your marketing for success. Talk dentists to them. They'll get that.
I've actually started using that phrase, treatment planning for your marketing, just to try. I mean, I took your advice a while back on just trying to talk dentist. I'm still trying to translate a lot of things into that, but that's one of the areas that we'd really like to see some additional growth in. But I got one story that I'd like to share.
Yeah, I'd love to hear it
with you. And this is something that just happened last week. We've got a doc that is really trying. They've come up with this idea, this promotion, and so we're putting it together for them. They're really trying to boost up their membership program. Yeah. And so what we're doing is we are putting together a marketing strategy. It's both social, it's both on paid ads. We also updated their website. And the idea is not only for individuals and families to purchase the marketing or the plan, membership plan, but also looking for ways to gift it.
I love that.
So this is sort of an idea, like, if you're looking for a gift for somebody, here might be a great way for a family member or for a friend or someone that might not normally do something like this. So we're actually running this campaign for them. This is the first time we've done something like this where it's really around the idea of gifting it to someone. It's always been around kind of purchasing for yourself. So I'm excited to see how this opportunity works out.
We're going to do a similar plan, and you work with our office directly. We're, give the gift of chewing and smiling with confidence. But that's better than a set of scarves. So I think that's really cool, Jamie. People can text Day One to 215-543-6454 to learn how to work with you. You've been an awesome sponsor, awesome friend. You've helped so many people. But before we jump off, I just like to help dentists keep up momentum, right? Do one thing. When they text in or reach out to you directly, What happens at that first visit? Is there a charge for the first visit? Do you do it on Zoom? Do you do a phone call? Tell us about that first connection with day one.
So the first connection is whatever that is. Typically it's by Zoom, but a lot of times the docs are not able to. So it could be by call. It's better to do by Zoom because a lot of times I'll be able to share my screen with them.
Yeah.
But for that first call, I'm coming prepared with some basic information to give them an oversight of their overall online presence, and just to give them some ideas of areas that they could work on improving, some areas that are strong, and just to help them answer some of their questions. So it typically looks like I'll ask them why did you reach out? Why now? What's going on? Just to try and understand where they're coming from. My team has already prepared. We got sort of a standard list of things that we go through, just so that when I get on the call, I'm a little bit aware of what's going on. At that point in time, I'm really just trying to let them know I get them. I understand where they're coming from. I can see some issues. I can see some successes that you're having, and to really see what it is that they want to do. A lot of people say they want to have patients. I want to have more patients. Well, digging into that a little bit more is more of the why. Why do you want more? Is it you're bringing on an associate? Are you looking to just try and boost the business? Are you looking to buy new equipment? What is the why? And that really helps us to better further put together a plan. So during that 30-minute to 45-minute phone call with them, we're really just talking, and I'm introducing myself and listening to where they are coming from.
Yeah.
And at that point in time, give them some basics of what our services would be. And if they're interested in taking some next steps, then we would send them more details.
I love that. I mean, just do these complimentary consults. You learn something, whether they're with marketers, whether they're accountants, whether they're C-courses. A dentist should feel inspired to just learn from industry experts to see what they can apply now or maybe later. So Jamie, go out there and treatment plan marketing for dentists. So glad to have you as part of what we do. Thanks for being here today.
Thanks, Paul.
Awesome job. So as you guys can see, focus on treatment planning your marketing success. I'm ready for my next guest when my team is ready. So we have fellow dentist, Dr. Barry Raffaelli, part of our Dentist Job Connect program. Barry, you have an incredibly unique position for a dentist in New Jersey. I work in New Jersey. You can text Clifton to 215-798-9897. So Barry, if somebody was watching right now and said, you're looking to hire an associate, tell us about this position.
Well, speaking of treatment planning, my practice changed dramatically after being in orthodontic practice for 27 years, doing classic orthodontics, aesthetic orthodontics, being creative with what I did. About 14 years ago, I came upon the realization that crooked teeth were really not the problem at all. In fact, crooked teeth are the body's solution to some other kind of imbalance that's going on. And it led me to see crooked teeth as a symptom, not as a problem. And now I had to look at what the causes of crooked teeth were. And lo and behold, we had a lot more knowledge about that than I ever thought we did.
Cool.
And so my treatment protocols have been more about addressing the underlying imbalances in breathing, in sleep, in posture, in nutrition, and taking a much more holistic approach to the body. I could go into this for hours, and it's such a fascinating thing because now, after doing this for 14 years, it's really catching on with the public. We have people coming to us, probably passing 50 orthodontists on the way to our office, and looking for more comprehensive, holistic solutions to their children's health. It ties very much into the airway craze that is going on now, where people are understanding that dentists have a lot of input into how well the face takes shape, how well a person can use their face for breathing and sleeping, and then of course overall health. So my treatment planning standards have changed dramatically.
I think this is incredibly unique practice style, and I know dentists doing things like you and just changing patients' lives. And you connected with us at Dentist Job Connect because you need help. So tell us, are you looking for somebody full-time? What kind of training would they have? You're in Clifton, New Jersey. People can text Clifton to 215-798-9897. But tell us about the candidate that you're looking for.
So, I'm getting up there in years. I have still lots of dreams. We're improving the practice, but now the practice is growing, doubling over the last 3 years. And I need help. I need some chairside help. What I'm looking for is either a pediatric dentist who has an interest in getting out of the
Gotcha.
drill, fill, and bill, putting out the fires of decay and really attending to children's health and well-being, and at least willing to learn a bit of orthodontics.
Gotcha.
Not complex orthodontics, but some simple basic skills that'll be used chairside.
What
and
makes
I'm
it
more
what makes
than
a
willing
pediatric?
to.
Oh, sorry, what makes it? I'm just curious as a fellow dentist. What makes a pediatric dentist specifically kind of a good fit for this position?
Because as you understand the etiology of malocclusion, you see that the things that are creating the crooked teeth start at birth. And so we have a littles program. We start a lot of our orthodontics with 4-year-olds.
Cool.
And there are challenges, behavioral challenges that most orthodontists just don't understand or want to put up with.
Gotcha. So
we also deal with a lot of behavioral issues.
So their behavioral training is an asset to doing
very much. Yeah, that's right. Now, on the other hand, if I had an orthodontist that has good hand skills, is familiar with appliances, can pick up on the chairside techniques pretty easily, but also has the wherewithal to open their mind to treating kids younger, to dealing with younger kids, to understanding the relevance of helping kids learn how to breathe and sleep better from an early age. That's also a big asset to me. And then, of course, the home run would be the person that has a dual degree and is looking for a great way to put their knowledge to work in a way that's going to benefit the profession, the patients, really our whole species. If you really think about it.
I like that. Well, you're helping the species. What through Dentist Job Connect, we have dentists out there that can connect with you. You can apply for this position you can text Clifton to this number 215-798-9897. When people go for this, as we wrap up, Dr. Raphael, what's the interview process like? Should they call you and chat on the phone, jump on Zoom, visit your office?
Yeah, I'm going to put them in touch with someone who can get some background on them and what they're looking for. And then they and I will meet and we'll have a long conversation. It's got to be a good fit for both of us.
Yeah, for sure.
It is a bit of a niche practice, but it has tremendous potential for the future. And I look forward to meeting the right person.
Awesome. Well, thanks for sharing with us, Dr. Raphael. Make some comments on the Facebook Live here. We're going to look for that pediatric dentist, the dual degree person, the orthodontist who's interested in this for you. Thanks so much.
Great. Thank you, Paul.
So as you can see on Talking Nachos, we talk about so many different things, from marketing help to Dentist Job Connect, an amazing position there with Dr. Raphael. I'm ready for my next guest when my team is ready. So we're going to keep our sleep theme going. The awesome Rebecca, who brings the fun wherever she goes. I've met you in person. You are amazing. Sleep Group Solutions is a fantastic sponsor. You guys are changing people's lives and training so many fantastic dentists out there to pay attention to this. You have so many offerings. People can text sleep to 215-543-6454. But Rebecca, if someone just was popping by and said, I never heard of Sleep Group Solutions, never heard of Rebecca, don't know anything about this airway stuff, why should they stop and pay attention?
Oh, thank you so much. Well, airway care has really been given to us in the dental field. The American Dental Association, the American Academy of Sleep Medicine, both say now that we should be screening all of our patients. And so many times dentists just don't even know where to start. How do I do that? What do I do? Sleep Group Solutions is the world's largest dental sleep medicine education and technology company. And we offer a comprehensive system. We've really, really lifted our game and polished a brand new all-encompassing turnkey system for dentists so that they have everything that they need now to truly be successful in implementing dental sleep medicine into their practice, from the education to the technology, which is so critical in measuring airway and determining therapeutic position for oral appliances, and having real predictability when we're working on a patient. So we have education and support. We now have incorporated an electronic medical record so we can keep all our records unique. We also help with billing and making sure that you get paid for the work that you do.
That's key. Oh, do I have a background noise? Sorry, is that me, Rebecca? Rebecca, tell me, you guys are doing things in office now, right? If there's a kind of a program. I think this is really cool because you got to get the whole team on board. And I know you have a great offer. My team can drop it in the chat, but just tell me about this experience of Sleep Group Solutions coming to your office to help you.
Brilliant. I'd love to. Well, I actually spent all last week in Dallas, Austin, San Antonio, and Houston, Texas, where I went one-on-one with dentists and their teams to really bring to them an educational experience and give them some idea about how to use this technology and what the implementation of sleep medicine will look like for them uniquely. Since each practice is different, each numbers of staff members are different, this really does give us a great opportunity to kind of perfect a program for each practice.
Awesome.
We'll always have our big seminars. We're having a big seminar this weekend in Dallas, Texas. But these one-on-one seminar experiences that come to the patient's office, or the dentist's office, are so important for really, really being able to ask the questions that you need to ask to make it unique for you.
Totally agree. You have to learn in your office what you're doing. I don't know if I have weird background noise there. Sorry, Rebecca. I wanted you to wrap up with, if someone wanted to reach out to you directly and was like, hey, Rebecca, we want to ask you about this, they can text Sleep to this number, 215-543-6454. But how could they reach out to you directly?
Well, my email address is rlayhe, Layhe. So it's rlayhe at sleepgroupsolutions.com. Or they can call my cell phone or text me at 479-420-1525. I'm happy to help anyone who's interested in airway care in your practice. Anyone who, even if you've begun airway care and have kind of come against some barriers that have made it difficult, reach out. Let's do this better for all of our patients. We're here to help you.
Love that message, Rebecca. Thanks for being you. And we'll see you next time.
Thanks.
So as you guys see, we have so many different toppings to help you be a more successful dentist, from marketing to sleep to jobs. I'm ready for my next guest, so my team is ready to bring him up. We have a Justin Fry from Dental Ease, a sponsor, sharing with us what dentists love to talk about: the chairs that their patients sit in every day. You buy a chair. I've got a chair, Justin. I got a chair in one of my offices. I think it was this bought when I was in dental school. It's still working in one of our saddle offices. Tell us about this heritage chair from Dental Ease and what you could do on a day-to-day basis to help dentists.
Yeah, thanks, Paul. So the heritage line from Dental Ease is really a callback to our rich heritage in the dental industry. And for those who don't know, Dental Ease actually invented the dental chair as we know it today back in the late 1950s. And everything we've developed from there is just a continuous improvement and iteration, and our current products are no exception. So we're offering what we're calling a quick ship program for doctors who want their equipment before the end of the year for tax code purposes, or just those who are not able to get the equipment they need in time for their office to open. Like many other manufacturers, we've had times in the last couple of years where our supply chains have been impacted.
Yeah.
But we're seeing some great.
I blame everything on the supply chain now. If I'm late for coffee, it was the supply chain issue's fault.
Yeah.
But tell me, I mean, if I turn my screen, I'll be working from home today. You'll see this couch. We went to get it in I think early 2022. And they're like, it'll be here in July. I said, well, lucky I have another couch to sit on until then. So why is there this chair backup, right? Until I kind of talked to you guys, I didn't really know, what is it? The supply chain? Is it manufacturers? Is it challenges? If you're a new practice owner looking to buy a practice and need to change a chair, it might not be so easy to get it. Tell us about that.
Yeah, absolutely. And what we saw is, especially in the industries of manufacturing of this complex equipment, that as the pandemic started to take hold of the world, the purchasing slowed down, meaning dentists were not purchasing as many capital level expenditures or capital level equipment as they had been in the past, because they either weren't seeing patients or they were putting on hold opening their practice until things started to pick back up. And the symptoms seem to be emblematic of basically everyone waiting And then as things started to reopen, it was like a flood of orders. It was a flood of demand, a lot of pent up demand that all of a sudden, not just ourselves, but all of our competitors in the market, everyone's lead times, everyone's delivery times just started ballooning up. And it was compounded by supply chain issues. So that made it worse.
I think, you know what, just to feel like us, it's like when people wait 11 months to get their dental treatment. And then this month they go, can I do all that work by the end of the year? Right. You know, Justin, my insurance is running out. And it's kind of like, you just don't have the capacity to do that. So I love what you guys are doing. You guys are local to me in Philadelphia. You guys were at the Greater New York meeting. I know we're going to be sharing a lot of what you do, but I'm glad to start with this Heritage Chair. People can text chair to 215-543-6454. But if people wanted to reach out to you to learn about other lines or dentalese in general, Justin, how could they do that?
So there's a couple of ways you can get a hold of us. On our website, you can reach out to sales folks just through our customer experience portal. We also have a call-in number for our customer service team, 866-DTE-INFO. Or you can reach out to me directly. My phone number is 503-619-6388.
Awesome. Well, Justin, I appreciate you sharing. Love what you guys are doing. Heritage Chair looks really cool. We had one of our team members modeling it at the Greater New York meeting. Maybe she can put it in the chat. And thanks so much for being on with me.
All right, thanks.
So as you guys see, Talking Nachos brings you all the toppings, from bringing in new patients, sleep, jobs, what chairs you sit in. So key for your patients. I'm ready for my next guest, and my team is ready to bring up my good friend, Nacho sponsor, fellow jokester. She likes to make jokes, Dr. Emily Latran. I saw she just finished an Action to Win recently. So Emily, tell us about what you do to help dentists cry less inside, what you do to bring more fun to offices. I admire so much what you do. Share that with our audience.
Well, thank you so much for having me. It's always excited to be talking to me, to be chatting with our fellow dentists. And so what I'm going to do is, what I do is I help dentists smile more. How's
that?
Right?
Yeah, I love that. Dentists deserve to smile too.
We're not going to be crying. We're not going to be, getting worried and stressed and frustrated when we get real clear in what's most important to us.
Yeah.
And the other thing is, once we get real clear, some of us are being held back by what we call limiting belief. Sometimes it's a myth. I can't do this because, right? My friend have it better because. So what I do is I go in there and I talk to the doctor and the team leaders and the team to help them understand what's most important, what kind of tasks to focus on, what kind of tasks to delegate. So you're not always busy, you're not always stressed out. Hopefully you don't cry, but really to bring joy to what you do every day in your business and in your personal life.
I love that. I mean, you help unlock their awesomeness. I've seen your presentations. I've had coaches. I've been a coach. You need someone from outside of your box looking in and saying, this is possible. This is not possible. Here's where you need to go. You do so many different things. But in talking to you, your mastermind group or your online group where people can access at any time, I think that's so important. I mean, Dental Nachos is built on feeling less alone. Tell us a little bit about that group and the impact it's had on practice owners.
Well, that group is a virtual meeting, right? We meet twice a month, and one of the calls would be on high performance, which is your personal growth. Helping you overcome your limiting belief, that what I just mentioned. And then the other call is on practice management. Cool. It could be marketing. It could be your team. I'm a certified Colby consultant. So, how do you look at your team and just be unbiased, right? By giving them an assessment and be able to tell them or help them understand what is their mode of action and how they could focus on that instead of being in the wrong position and getting stressed. So
I like that. Tell us about what's down here. You can text action at 215-543-6454 for a free high performance assessment. Tell us about that.
Yes. What I believe when you text to that, you're going to get a link to have a quiz. Cool. It's a 10 questions quiz. And when you see that quiz, it's going to ask you about 10 different aspects in your life: clarity, energy, productivity, courage, influence, psychology, physiology, persuasion, purpose. Right?
I love that. The 11th question should be about the Krebs cycle, just to scare people back to dental school. So
I don't think I remember that.
Yeah.
But you a very quick example. This just happened at Action to Win over the weekend, right? Some of us, we are so detailed. We want to have everything perfect. So even asking for, a testimonial from patient, we're trying to find the perfect patient.
Yeah.
Right? We're trying to make sure that they say the perfect things. I was on stage and I asked the audience who think that the event has been pretty good so far. And somebody raised their hand and I just walked straight down to them and asked them to do a testimonial right now. Right?
Yeah. I love that.
The only thing I asked them to, state your name and what you do and what did you like about this and would you recommend this event? And just make it simple.
Right.
By the time you explain to the patient, this is the formula for the testimonial, you get the person so tense up. And then you say, well, we haven't gotten a lot of patient testimonials. And it's because you actually make the process hard.
Yeah,
And
right. Exactly. You get people into authenticity is better than highly produced thing. Gary B talks about document, don't produce. I love that. Just be yourself. Well, Emily, you support our community in so many different ways, from fun to fundamental leadership tips. People want to reach out to you directly outside of this text code. How could they do that?
They can email me at coachemilyletran@gmail.com. So it's the word coach and then just my name, right? EMILYLETRAN. And a lot of time what I do is I invite them on what we call work less, make more call.
I like that.
Right? So let's talk about how to work less and make more. This doesn't mean to be lazy. It could mean add an associate. That's why I'm such a fan of what you do.
Thanks.
Right? People always think, oh, I want to be more productive. I have to I have to work more. I have to sell more. I have to extend my hours. I have to add the days. Well, yes, do all of that, but it doesn't mean you.
Right? Yeah. The power of a friend to dentist with you. Well, thanks, Emily. I really appreciate it. Thanks for sharing with us. Everyone on this show has been awesome. Panelists, stick around. Dental Nachos audience, we'll see you next time on Talking Nachos.
Thank you.